How did you ultimately decide when it was the right time to consider selling your business?
You and I've talked about this a lot. And not only do I think, but I've now have lived through it. I'm pretty convinced actually that when you're in an ownership seat, a decision-making seat about when and if and how to sell a company, I think what you need to think about are three things. One is the readiness of the company. Two is the readiness of the owners. And then three is the readiness of the market. And if you're lucky and smart and patient and a whole bunch of other things we're probably going to talk about, you will execute the sale of your company at the intersection of company readiness, owner readiness, and a market window that is ready as well. And that's what I did, I tried to do with the input and help of a lot of people, including you and your team. I worked in mergers and acquisitions before I got into marketing and sales and biz dev, or before I got into organic growth. I was in acquisitive growth. So I speak the language. I understand M&A and valuation and all that kind of stuff because I worked in it. But what's interesting about those three legs of the readiness stool, so to speak, is that they're radically different. I mean, most of us, if you've been around business, you kind of know, if you're being honest with yourself, if your company is ready. And we can talk about that, but go search anything about M&A, about when do I know if my company's ready? Whatever that blog article says is the truth. But the other two are interesting, right? And I think that's where and I'll point the gun at the owner. Is the owner ready, or the owners? That's an emotional decision as well as an intellectual decision. It has a lot of implications, and owner readiness is a place where I think there's a lot of deep thinking. Go for a walk, stare at an ocean, go have a bourbon and soda, whatever your thing is. Those would be the tools that, and it's not the same thing as like a constantly growing CAGR on revenue top line. That's company readiness. And then market readiness is really interesting too, depending on how knowledgeable you are about your category and your market. So, the sphere that is your industry, there's readiness of that sphere, but there's also readiness at the macro level, just the macro economy and what's going on, and technology trends and regulatory trends and political trends. And even for a relatively small company like mine, I had to think about all three of those. And I guess I just want to say to anybody who's listening that if you are feeling like it's a lot of stuff to think about, you're not wrong. You're right.